We are here today to talk about the events that have transpired over the past week. The past week revealed the true face of the administration's immigration enforcement in our city, and the entire world was able to witness that. On Tuesday, federal immigration agents raided an apartment building in the South Shore community in the middle of the night. This building was managed by a slumlord that people have all been clear about. The city actually sued the...
What does that mean that the people have been clear about? What does that mean? So he's not going to elaborate on that?
This building was managed by a slumlord that people have all been clear about. The city actually sued the owner in February over 15 building code violations. The residents were dealing with deplorable conditions already, and this was before ICE trampled on them. But when they came in the middle of the night, they terrorized the families that were living there. There were children who were without clothing. They were zip-tied, taken outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. A senior resident, an American citizen, with no warrants, was taken outside and handcuffed for 3 hours. Doors were blown off their hinges, walls were broken through, immigration agents coming from Black Hawk helicopters to set up snipers on nearby buildings. This is America.
Good. It's the one that you created, because we're not going to just skip past the whole idea that these people, and when I say these people, I'm speaking about him and all of his people that's sitting behind him. These people, Brandon Johnson and his whole group of friends right here, they are the ones that created this mess. Guess what? They have known for years that these deplorable conditions existed. But guess what they did? They dropped them right on off into the hood for them to be able to run roughshod over the community, and nobody did anything about it until the Trump administration came in and arrested 37 gang members and got them up out of here so that the black community can have their opportunities back inside of their properties. What they not really telling you is that so many people profited off of this whole migrant crisis, and they played along, and they've created a crisis that now the Trump administration has to fix in these underserved communities that they've been petitioning for you to solve for years. They petitioned for Lori Lightfoot. They petitioning for him. They've been asking these people to get on board and fix in the community, and you know what they did? They spit in your face. They put more migrants in front of you. And now they're going to exaggerate stories. They're going to continue to underreport crime. They're going to do all of the things that they need to do to keep you on a Democrat plantation instead of taking accountability and responsibility for what it is that they've created. Amazing.
One resident described the situation plainly, and I quote, "They had immigrants in one van and black people in another van."
Oh my God.
This raid wasn't about public safety. It was about and it's certainly not about immigration.
Oh, it's not.
This was about a show of authoritarianism.
Really? What about when they reached out to you in the very beginning of his administration and asked to work with you and the governor on making sure that they get the right people outside of the United States of America and deporting the illegal migrants that you spent hundreds of millions of dollars on inside of your city, and you rejected them flatly? Basically, they're harboring fugitives.
A forceful display of tyranny. They sent a clear message to all Chicagoans. They said, "We do not respect your rights. We can do anything we want, and we will film it and put it on social media." The very next day, ICE agents chased people outside of a homeless shelter on the south side and then caused a car accident on the west side. Immigration agents put a young black man in a chokehold on the side of the street
He has
East
to
Garfield
be
Park.
the worst mayor
Witnesses,
in America.
one of which you will hear from this morning, bravely filmed the interaction, eventually leading to this person's release. On Friday, agents dispersed tear gas in the middle of a busy city street. Chicagoans were hit with chemical agents while walking their children home from school.
Interesting. You mean the violent protesters that continue to put their hands on Chicago ICE agents while, and there is, listen, I can't wait for the Millionaire Morning Show in the morning because I'm going to expose all of this. There are phone calls that was being made for the Chicago police to stand down from being able to assist people. I'm going to let this play out, y'all. I want y'all to get the whole thing.
A couple ran from tear gas with a 2-year-old child in their care. Agents went into the Humboldt Park Health Center and detained a sitting elected official, Alder Jessie Fuentes of the 26th Ward, because she simply requested to see a warrant. On Saturday, they escalated even further by shooting a U.S. citizen. They claimed it was defensive fire. But frankly, we cannot trust anything that comes out of the administration. It was only a few short weeks ago that they claimed officers were severely injured in the killing of Mr. Villegas Gonzalez in Franklin Park. A Sun-Times investigation found that the agent said on a body camera footage that it was, in fact, nothing major. We have a rogue, reckless group of heavily armed mass individuals roaming throughout our city that are not accountable to the people of Chicago. Their actions put all Chicagoans at risk. When protesters confronted federal immigration agents in Brighton Park on Saturday, they were met with pepper balls and more repression. CPD responded to attempt to de-escalate the situation, and ICE tear gassed our police officers. Let me be clear. Tear gassing the women and men who serve as Chicago Police Department officers is not how we make our city safer. I'm calling for a full investigation into this incident and into all of the brutality that we have seen over the past week. They are taking police resources that should be in our neighborhoods, serving Chicagoans, and diverting them to deal with the chaos that they are causing. We need ICE out of our city so that we can continue to focus on the strategies that have been working to drive violent crime down.
No, we need
These
more
actions
ICE
tell
officers.
us simple truth.
All day long.
If we allow this administration
National
to
Guard,
take away
ICE,
due process for anyone, we will allow them to take away due process for everyone. They told us that this was about the worst.
There is no due process for an illegal migrant in this country.
Worst of the worst. In reality, they are going after anyone who objects to families being ripped apart and community members being disappeared. ICE lies and people die. We cannot allow this to continue. We must take action more drastic than what we have taken before, because what we are seeing is a more radical attempt to undermine our democracy. And today we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids.
This is such a just, bro, if y'all don't look at this charade situation, this is nothing more than just, it's just a show. That's it. It's nothing more than a show. And federal law actually supersedes state and city law. And more importantly, I can't believe that they are so gung-ho about protecting illegal migrants that was never supposed to be here in the first place. This is crazy. They've diverted funds, they've diverted resources, all of that. They need to be worried about that $1.2 billion budget deficit that they got on their hands coming. I don't see no white people in the room.
Our school parking lots are not for ICE to load their weapons. They are for Chicagoans who drop their kids off to learn. Our libraries are not for ICE to prepare for a raid. They're for Chicagoans to read and relax. Our parks are not for ICE to set up checkpoints. They are for Chicagoans to play and enjoy. Private establishments can partner with us to make it clear that private property is private property, and ICE cannot enter establishments without a valid warrant. Private entities may voluntarily choose to display signage to designate their property as part of a citywide network of community spaces that stand together in affirming the safety, dignity, and belonging of all of our residents.
Listen, if y'all want to let this guy place more emphasis and more resources towards protecting people that's not even from the United States of America, many of which whom is committing crimes inside of the United States of America, and they still wouldn't work with Tom Homan. And this is still going to happen. And if y'all letting this guy posture and pivot in front of y'all face and make y'all look bad and embarrass y'all, while at the same time not necessarily working towards the benefit of Chicagoans, then shame on y'all. Y'all should have never voted him in the first place. And I just think that this is a complete shit show, 100%. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.